What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. We're going to be playing some more of these Gloomhaven tutorials. Let me just show you where we left off. Actually, I got started with this third one, and then I had a problem with my recording, so we're just going to do it again. But it's really short, so in this video, we're going to cover both 3 and 4 together. So let's just get into it. I'm actually going to be fast-forwarding through a lot of the, the trainer talking, actually. Alright, so let me just kind of tell you what's going on here. In this tutorial, we're going to be learning about moving with jump and status effects. And the only status effect that we're being introduced to is disarm. Now, it's funny, there are traps here on the floor and we're learning disarm, but those two things don't connect. Disarm is a status effect that you give to a character that prevents it from using or from doing an attack on its next turn. So what we're going to be doing is, it's going to tell us to select Provoking Roar and Leaping Cleave. There we go. Let me end selection and I'll just kind of break it down. So we know that the archer is going to go after us. It has a move 1 and it's going to do 3 damage at range 4. That's its potential. And if that lands, we're dead. So the way to mitigate this is to either stay out of range or do something like disarm, where they can't do that action. Now, in order for us to pull this off, we have to be up close and personal. And that's where this move 3 jump comes into play. So if we go back up a little bit, you'll notice all jump does is it prevents you from ever walking through the terrain. So we're not going to activate these traps, except this is as far as we can go. And if we actually left the movement alone, we would activate that trap. So it wants us to use the Boots of Striding, which is an equipped item that we earned at the end of the last tutorial as one of the treasures that we looted from in the treasure chest. So this particular one will just add +2 movement, and it recharges. That bottom icon, or the bottom right corner icon with the downward arrow, means that you can get it back within the same scenario when you do a long rest. So let's use it. So now we have 5 movement potential, and the only other space that's available is this one, because these are all obstacles and you cannot end your movement on a space with an obstacle. So we'll pick this one, confirm. Okay, now we have 1 more movement left, but we just can't use it, so we're going to skip the rest of that. And now we're going to do our attack for disarm. So we choose this guy here. Again, reminding ourselves about our... it doesn't actually show what our attack modifiers are, but it doesn't really matter if we do 2 damage or we do no damage. We could pull our -2 card, or we could pull the null damage card. As long as it connects, regardless of how much damage you do, you're still going to give the status effect. And that's what it's showing there, is that purple circle. So we'll confirm. We got a +0 modifier, so we just did 2 damage to the 4 HP that it has. And it retains that icon with the hand around in that purple circle, meaning it's disarmed. So we're going to end our turn and have it do its turn, where it could move, but it's going to choose not to. Okay. Now we're at a point where we have to rest, because you have to play 2 cards. We only have 1 card available to us, and that's the Grab and Go card. So our only choice here is to either long rest or short rest. I talked about this a little bit in the previous video. When you short rest, you're going to randomly burn a card from your discard pile. So one of these 3 cards at random will become burned. We won't be able to use it. If we do a long rest, we'll be able to choose that card, so it's not random. However, a long rest is your turn. So a short rest means that you lose a card, but you can take a turn in the same round as all of the other enemies. So we have to do a short rest, because a long rest would kill us, because we would not be able to act. Everyone else would around us. So we're going to take a short rest, but before we do, We know that the card we want to keep is this one, because going first is really powerful for us right now. And we could lose either one of these and still kind of be in good shape, but this is what we really need to jump. Okay, so I did the short rest, and this is the card that was randomly selected. I could hit X to burn it and agree that, okay, it's gone. Or I could hit circle to redraw, and it would require that I take 1 damage. Redrawing prevents the card that was originally selected from being selected again. So if I were to hit circle, it's guaranteed that the next randomly selected card would either be Provoking Roar or Leaping Cleave. The card that's in your hand, that 87 Grab and Go, for example, those are never in the pool of cards that you would have to burn from when you rest. So I will always have your hand cards there. But we're comfortable losing this card, so I'm going to hit X. And you can see both Provoking and Leaping are in our hand, and we have to pick 2 cards. And we're actually going to pick the same 2 cards we used in the previous turn. So now we're faced with another attack 3 potential from the archer. So we need to kill this archer or prevent it from taking an action. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to disarm it. And the reason we actually don't do the move first, even though jump allows you to jump through or over enemies, if we were to perform this move, we could land on the treasure and loot it, but then we would be out of range to attack the archer, and then that would kill us. So we're going to do that first. We're going to attack it first, and again, even if we pull a -1 card or something and we don't kill the archer, it being disarmed is good enough for us. So we'll pick it, see what happens. Great. We drew a +0, so we did 2 damage, and that's all we needed to kill it. So now we'll do our move 3 jump, again jumping over any of the terrain. We'll end our turn here, or end our movement I should say. And now we'll end our turn, in which the end of the turn will enable us to loot the space that we're standing in. And the treasure is a healing potion. Now, unlike the previous item, the boots that we were showing, where it had that downward arrow, that means you could refresh it. This one has an X over a card in the bottom right corner of this card. And that means once you use it in a scenario, you cannot use it again under any circumstance. It doesn't mean that you discard it forever. It's just within this scenario, we could only use it once, and then we would be able to access this potion in future scenarios. So we got a potion that will let us heal ourselves by 3. So we'll accept that. And that's the entire tutorial for number 3. So let me just return back to the main menu, and then we'll queue up this 4th one here. Alright, let's fast forward the audio. Okay, so in this tutorial, we're going to be learning about tactical movement and thinking about spacing. The challenge that we have here, what will equate to a defeat, is if we get attacked at any point within the next 2 rounds. So here's what we know. We know that we want to get through this door, and there are 2 guards over here, which do not have any range potential, and another guard over here, same scenario. And then we have another archer, which does have range potential. So this is our biggest threat, unless these guards had a bunch of movement and they can get next to us. So that being said, we still want to try and go first. So we're going to pick this card first in order to get the low initiative. And then we can either choose a move 4, or we could choose this move 3. Now, what we don't know, let me back up a little bit. We know we want to get to that door, and that door is 2 spaces away. So either one of those cards will work. One thing we do know is the shape of the next room, but we don't know what enemies are in there, what allies or what treasures or what terrain. We don't know anything about what's going on in that room, or how much is there and where they're positioned, and if there's another door. We just don't know anything like that. All we know is we want to get into it, and it's 2 spaces away. So we'll pick, we'll just try this this move 4 for now. Okay, and now what we also know is what the archer and bandits can do. So the archer has the potential of moving 1 and range of 3. So if I were the archer, let's turn this way, that means 1 space either here or here, and range 3, which is 1, 2, 3, basically. So no matter where they go, 1, 2, 3, they would not be able to target us if we're standing on the door. So that's how we would know. Again, 1 movement, range of 3. That's as far as they can attack. So we're safe if we get there. Okay. So we're going to do that first. We're going to go ahead and move, and we're going to open the door. We're not going to skip our movement. And now we can see what's going on over here. This is another guard, and we know that it's going to move 2 spaces and then attack adjacent to itself. So if it were to move 2 spaces towards us, this would be 1, and this is potentially 2. One of these 2 spaces. So really, these 2 spaces are not safe for us. This space is definitely not safe for us, and moving up this far is not safe for us because the attack that we would do will not reach this guy. So actually, it's in our best interest to just skip our movement and stay where we are, and then we just don't have anything to target. So we're gonna just skip our attack and end our turn. So there's the movement. Again, there's no way it could reach us. So they all move 2 spaces, and then they have nothing to target and attack. Alright, that's 1 of 2 rounds completed without being attacked. Now we have to rest. So just to make it simple for us, we're going to look at these 3 cards before we decide to short rest. We have to short rest because of the same scenario. If we long rest, our initiative becomes 99. We would skip our turn, but everyone else would take a turn, and we would just die. So we have to short rest. The card that we want to keep is probably going to be this. What card would it? It's probably going to be this move 3 or this move 4. Actually, we can make any of these things work. What's this card? Oh, this is our move 3 and jump. So we probably want to keep them with 10 because, we're gonna try and keep that. So let's do a short rest and see what card comes up. Okay, it was grab and go. I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. So we're going to go ahead and burn it. Now we have to choose our cards. So we're going to choose number 10 so we can go first, or at least try to go first. And then we're going to use probably use this one here. Let's see, 3 spaces away. Let's take a look at what that's going to look like. 3 spaces away without jump would be 1, 2, 3. If we had jump, it could be, 1, 2, 3. It really doesn't matter. It's one of those 2 spaces. So let's go ahead and let's actually not do this one. So what would happen here is we would move 3 spaces, become adjacent to it, push it away, and now it would be too far away for us to land and attack. So we'll just keep this one. And we'll end our selection. Alright, so move 2, attack 2 is what our bandit guard friend that's right in front of us is going to do. We want to keep an eye out for that. Okay, so what we know, this guy's going to move 2 spaces and attack whatever's adjacent to him. So clearly, these 2 spaces are not good because it would move here and then attack. So we have to move. And this guy could move a couple of spaces, but like you probably already know what's going to happen here. We're going to go ahead and jump, land on a space right here. I don't think it matters if it's this one or the one on the right. We will confirm our movement. and we will attack and disarm. So we know that this attack does not have a high chance of killing because its base damage potential is 2 to its 5 HP, but hopefully it will not be able to, well, because it lands an attack, it'll be disarmed, so it will not be able to attack us. So that will pretty much be everything. Pretty much everything we need to survive this round. We can end our turn now, and nothing will be able to reach us, because not even the archer. The archer has a movement 2, which is 1, 2, and range of 3, which is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we're outside of range. So we're totally fine. We're going to end our turn, let them do their thing, and we should totally become victorious for this tutorial. There we go.
Excellent.
So that's that. Alright, let's actually return to the main menu. And that's pretty much it, actually. So we'll end the video here. You'll have seen now what 3 and 4 holds in, what to expect for these. Maybe not even need to play them, depending on your understanding of what we've talked about so far. And now we'll talk more about attack modifiers. I've mentioned them before, definitely in this video, but I haven't gone into any detail about it because we're going to do that next. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you find this helpful, and see you next time. Bye.